Welcome, fans, to the New York Mets Lounge. I am your resident diehard Mets fan, Uncle Freezy. I'm joined by diehard Mets fan and national recording artist, Jay Chosen. Jay Chosen is in the building. Yo, what's good, brother?
Salute, salute, King, salute, salute. Everything is good on my end. How about yours?
Hey, man, scratching and surviving, brother.
Better
Scratching and surviving. Temporary.
than scratching and sniffing.
There's a lot of stuff going on, bro.
It sure is. Some good stuff going on.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So you get to watch some spring training games. You get to hear Carlos Mendoza gush a little bit, like he wants to say some stuff, but he started giggling like he's got a secret that nobody else, only the Mets know, right? And
Or
so
they think,
here we are, man.
yeah.
At the going into the end of February, headed into March. What are you thinking?
Okay, so from what I seen, I'm gonna add it's gonna be a mix of things. It's from what I seen, what I think, and how I feel. So really quick, going into the March, number one, my favorite month. It's my birthday month, March. It's
Boom.
when baseball. It's when baseball starts. It's my son's birthday. It's my father's birthday.
Boom.
Uh, I guess my
Look.
family really loves 9 months prior to March. Um, uh,
There's something about getting out of school for summer.
yeah, sure is. It sure is. Uh, just found out got an early birthday gift. I'm going to opening day.
Oh hell yeah, man, that's dope.
Yeah, man, it was a nice gift. We sat down at Vincent's, this beautiful restaurant in Long Island, and my sister was in town from Florida, and she leans over. She said, "I didn't see you on Christmas," and slides me over. So it's my son's birthday. She gave me 2 tickets. I'm gonna bring my son.
What? That's
Yeah,
dope. That's dope.
yep. I'm gonna do some lives from over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, yep. I'm gonna
That's
be in the house. Yeah, I'm excited. Versus Pirates could be a Skeens McLean game. Who knows?
who knows.
Ooh. I just got excited now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Ah.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. So yeah,
they got.
man. I'm excited for you, bro.
Thank you, bro. I'm excited too. Like I hope it feels like it's warming up a little bit,
Right.
and I just want to go out there and see what they're looking like. I'm reading one thing, hearing another, watching everything.
Right.
I think there's gonna be a mix up. Like I mean, when I say a mix up, like
Absolutely.
what we see is not what we are going to get. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
I
So yeah,
I do. I yeah. I watching some at bats this spring against live pitching.
yeah.
One of the things I noticed by watching some of the Mets was good, bro. One of the things I noticed by watching some of the um fringe major leaguers, some of the veteran guys, um, some of the ham and eggers, is that some of these guys you see in spring have it.
Right,
And then
right.
others are grinders where conditions have to be right for them to be successful, right? They have to work the count, they have to do all these things, right? They have to um, prepare, watch a bunch of film. One of the dudes I saw this spring, bro, is a dude named AJ Ewing.
Got a
After seeing,
RBI.
he got an RBI today.
I think he got a sack. Not today, but maybe today. I'll look it up.
Yeah, he got. I think
yeah,
that was Saturday. I saw he got a sack fly.
yeah. You know what the best part about that is? He was hitting right behind another speedster. Anyway, we'll get to it.
Yeah,
We got
yeah.
we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
We may
got
have been
a
out,
lot.
bro. Hey,
Yeah.
we might have slept on our outfield prospects, bro. I'm just gonna say that.
Remember when we were like scared to death? Who the heck's gonna play right field? Or they're gonna have to throw in Mendoza out there. Is Mr. Met gonna play out there?
Mr. Met gonna have to play in the gap.
What a catch! He got a big hand anyway. He should be able to
out there running like Jalen Brunson with his head wobbling.
right. Just looking like a toddler.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, look, big boy runs like the wind. You know, at first I was a little upset because I caught a game Jet was in. He tripled off the wall. I said, you know what? He was moving. Then I saw Ewing, and I saw the size difference and just like the man difference compared to what the boy looked like.
Yeah.
And I'm not disrespecting him because he's gone, or like I need to find a reason to hate.
Love to have had both of them.
I would love to have them play back to. Imagine a lineup where one was either 1-9 or a couple from each other, where they could steal. Maybe Soto somewhere in between. Lindor. We're gonna have a running team. We're gonna have a team that has. I'm predicting it now. Depending on who stays up here, we could have 5-6 guys over 20 stolen bases. Easy. And that's not including the guys getting double digits off the bench, the Taylors, the depending who they keep out of the third base trio. And so
right. I think Beatty can run, bro. I think
Beatty can do a lot.
He's a slept-on athlete, bro.
He really is. So funny you mention him. That's who I wanted to lead off with. Beatty. We have a good and bad issue. It starts at third base. We have a fantastic hitter. I'm talking about this line drive that he hit off the pitcher.
Right.
Was smoking hot. Well, just say Velo, I say smoking hot.
Right.
Hit him so hard, no one moved. He was boom. At the same time, he's not third baseman, and he's proving that it's not a place he should be. What was said twice now. This is the second time I've heard it. You see, they played Vientos over there already. I promise you they'll play Beatty on at least 3 occasions in spring training or more, because it's harder to move from third to second than it is from third to first. And Beatty did a fantastic job going to second base last year. So if he could do from third to second, then first base is easier because it's a corner. And he just seems like a first baseman to me. Just feels different. I think that opens up the possibilities of there's so many different possibilities because of that. If Beatty goes there, plays regularly there, you could do a lot of different things over at third base.
I would love to see Beatty at third. And I'm not gonna lie to you. And here's my reason.
I don't disagree with that.
My reason is clearly he's the best third baseman of the entire group. Mauricio was more athletic, maybe has a stronger arm.
Yeah.
Right. Vientos and Bichette are the same thing at third. Except Vientos, if you can imagine, coming into the ball, Vientos not that because he doesn't have burst. Going away from the ball, like ball bloops hit foul territory down the left field line, Vientos is the guy, right? Because he's got a longer way to travel to get to a baseball where you're not a third baseman, you're basically just a defender. Right.
No.
Right. Because he can take his long strides, turn his body, go catch these balls at the rail, up the third baseman, all that stuff. Right. When your third baseman has to be a shortstop, a slow ground ball hit the short, the third baseman cut it off. Bichette and Beatty are better.
Agreed.
Right?
Yep.
Balls hitting the hole at third base, no doubt it's Mauricio because he's got the strongest arm. He's the most athletic. He can get to it and he can fire that ball over there. The thing is,
I agree with that. You could add Beatty behind him, but yes, I agree with that.
And so, with that, if you're just talking about soft hands at third, nibblers, Baltimore chops down the third, Bichette is the guy because he's a middle infielder. So you basically are not a third baseman. You're basically just an infielder, right? Contorting your body to make throws, all that stuff you learn as a middle infielder, you apply that at third. Overall, though, Beatty is a B across the board, where some of those guys are an A here, a C here, a D there. You know what I'm saying? Beatty is the most consistent of the group, right?
The steadiest.
Right. The thing that scares me about third is not third, it's first.
Yeah, first is scary. That's why I need to know who's working out there.
You want a glove over there. You want Beatty over there because he's got the best hands, probably.
That's the reason.
But if that's the case, though, right? Because if you ask Bichette to make a non-infielder throw, like a sharp two hopper to Bichette going to the bag, right? Now you have to throw that baseball on a line from the third base bag to the first base bag. And Bichette's got a second baseman's arm. Right? Now
from Little League. Yeah. Listen, we're talking about a spectacular, listen, I want everybody out here in Mets land, first of all, peace to the chat, peace to all our Mets Lounge, New York Mets Lounge people that, are in here for a good convo. When we speak on these players, there's no disrespect to a fact.
Right.
We're just speaking the facts. The facts are this: Bichette is the ultimate third hitter in a lineup.
Facts.
Fact. Bichette started and played his whole career at shortstop. Facts. Bichette was never mentioned as
Troy Tulowitzki
defensively as right, or even Lindor, or even I could go down the line, right? Trevor Story,
right.
We could talk about You know, and I'm not going to be unfair to him and put like a Gold Glover. I'm going to talk about like
he's not Tejada. He's not Miguel Tejada at short.
No, he's not even Kaz Matsui. He's not man.
Anything comparable, like nothing comparable.
Yeah. It's tough. I feel like he's you know, and you know what? But he's a competitor, and he's another fact is that it has been brought to light that he is not only one of the best dugout locker room presence that you could have, but even Vlad Jr. said, I'm going to have an opportunity to lead now, and I got to work on that because Bo's no longer here. I love to hear that. So this man's a competitor, he's a leader, he's a good, you know, like he speaks, he's going to do all that.
Yeah.
But I think that we're going to find ourselves in an interesting situation, especially after what, and we'll get to that, what was said by Polanco. And I'll, you know, once we get to first base, if I can find it, I'll read it to you.
I think that should be bro.
He basically said, it's not what I thought it was. They said it might have been easier. It's not easier at all. It's not easy for me.
Right.
You don't like let's say like you're a manager of a recording artist and you know, on spare time they're good, but when it's go time, they get cold feet, and you turn around, you're like, hurry, you gotta go, and you gotta damn near put your foot on their backside and push them out there in the middle, and they're stuttering.
Like jumping out of airplanes, bro. All the groundwork you do, packing your chute, all the marching you do, getting in shape, all that stuff.
Everything.
But when that plane gets in the air, bro, and you see that red light turn green, and it's time to go.
Yep.
Yo, you see grown man, like dudes bigger than me, dude 6'8", 285, dudes bigger than me with tears in their eyes, and I'm pushing them to the get your big ass out the plane.
Right. And those be the first because they don't know what they're doing. They're acting like a chicken without a head, and those be the first to get plucked. And now because they're so big, those be the first one I'm behind, leaning my
like
whatever, because now you just became a shield. That's all you just did.
Yeah.
So, you know, I do like what I've seen with a couple of the mixtures that they've been using. I'm really interested to see what Ryan Clifford does.
He's got talent, bro.
He's got some really raw talent for sure.
His back quickness is crazy.
Yeah,
bro.
The kids look crazy, but he definitely has something there.
His back quickness is phenomenal.
Yeah, it really is. And the crazy part about it is that he's not even like fully developed that spot.
Nah.
You know, sometimes the best thing like is back to the wall. You have to do this because we need you to do this, and find out what happens.
Right. He's got to go from, can you do this consistently, to, hey, big guy, we're dependent on you.
Right. You're going to do this. We need you to be all-star level good. And you know something? Because we have such a great farm And because let's keep it really funky. McLean is, if you want, I don't want to talk about the pictures yet because that's a whole nother.
Yeah, because I have something I want to say about AJ Ewing to everybody too. So.
Yeah, so I'm gonna, after I say this, we'll get back to you, and I apologize for that, but I'm just gonna say, McLean's 16 in the entire MLB, and he's throwing like number one in the entire MLB. So when you have these type of things, or is it Ben just number 16 and he's higher? Either way,
Ninja 16. McLean.
Yeah, Ben 16.
The Pirate shortstop role is going to be a megastar. The Pirate shortstop is going to be Bobby Witt Jr.
Which kid?
I forget his name, but he's the number one prospect in baseball, bro.
The Pittsburgh kid?
Yep.
That kid is nasty. We're gonna face him. If they bring him up, I'm assuming they're gonna bring him up because Pittsburgh doesn't really have a talented team.
What do they have to lose?
Games? Right, what do you gotta lose?
What do they have to lose? Games? They already do that.
Exactly. There's nothing to lose. So yeah, but you know what? Oh man. So talk about Ewing. What do you see about Ewing?
Phenomenal. He may be the center fielder we've been looking for since ever. He may be. He's going to give you stuff that's going to make you think, oh, he can be better than Beltran, right? He's going to give you an element because he's faster than Beltran, right? Beltran was fast, but he was real crafty with his speed, right? He was that guy that he could steal bases, he can run balls down in the gap, right?
Gold glove, yeah,
right. But was he better than Juan Lagares in center? It depends on how you view Beltran.
So it's funny you say that they mentioned that today. They mentioned that recently that this kid. It's funny, those two people, because they were big. We don't realize this, but Beltran was big.
He was a big dude, bro.
Right, and the reason why we don't realize that is because David Wright was a strong guy. Delgado was a huge guy, and he stood next to them in the order. He was big. Juan Lagares was big. Really big.
He was like what, 230?
230, like 6'4", 230, something like that.
He was
and
huge.
Lightning quick in the outfield. This kid is a big kid who moved like them. And if he could hit like Beltran, see, that was Juan's problem always. If Juan could hit half of what Beltran had,
we'd still be saying his name, bro. We'd still be saying his
name. Yep. I think I heard he just retired in Dominican in baseball last year.
Right.
Yeah. He was cooking. They had Daniel Murphy in to sit in for Cohen or one of those guys today. So he was talking about everybody.
Yeah.
I like Ewing. I like Ewing a lot. I like the name Ewing.
Yeah, man. If he wears 33, bro, I'm buying that jersey off.
I'm petitioning. Bro.
Yeah, off rep. One of the things that I like about AJ Ewing, though, is he uses his speed. Like, there is no waste of speed like early Brandon Nimmo.
Right.
Brandon Nimmo could run. He just wasn't explosive.
Right. He could run. That was always my issue with him, is that I felt that he could run.
But he wasn't a base stealer. He wasn't
Right.
quick off the bag. But once he got those feet moving, he could fly.
Right.
He's the guy that can score off a ball hitting the corner from first. He could do that in his good day.
Right.
Right. This kid, AJ Ewing, bro, is going to beat out singles. Right. He's got a quick bat. Right. As long as he doesn't hit the ball on the ground, if he can somehow get the ball to the grass, I think he's a 300 hitter, 20 stolen base guy, easy. Right.
Yeah.
And elite defense. One of the underrated things about him is a strong, accurate arm.
Very. Yep. He's such a threat to everybody that Taylor went out and hit a bomb.
Tyrone Taylor's playing for his life, bro.
He really is. And look, let's not get it twisted. People like Tyrone Taylor are necessary cogs. They are good bench players. They're fantastic, like Juan. Once we found out Juan wasn't a hitter, like I think Tyrone Taylor is a much better. Pardon me on that. Is a much better hitter than Juan was. Tyrone is a better hitter than he was. And Juan Lagares might have been a little bit better of a defender, but that's not saying much because Taylor is an amazing defender.
Yeah, Juan Lagares was like top 5 Mets outfield defender all time, bro.
Otherworldly.
Yeah. It's hard finding in Mets history a better defender on the grass than Juan Lagares. It's hard combing over the years. I can't remember a guy as good. But the AJ Ewing kid, quick to the baseball and is decisive. One of the things I noticed by watching him, too, is he lets the ball travel and get depth in his at-bats, which means it cuts down the likelihood of getting fooled on pitches. He lets that ball travel so deep because he's so quick to the ball. Instead of starting your swing out here, starting your swing to make contact, he can get that ball right here and just turn on that ball and get it on the grass. And then it's Sonic the Hedgehog after that.
It really is. I picture a world where there's going to be something like Ben Ewing, Lindor Soto.
Absolutely. Kev, what's good? Bro, AJ Ewing impressed me so much in spring training. You remember when we first started doing this? I was like, they're going to be playing against mediocre pitcher, AAA guys, fringe major leaguers. You know what I'm saying? And we need to see them eat off that. Like how Ben is right now. We need to see them eating off that. Right? Because if you bat 320 in spring training, during the season, we can expect you to bat somewhere between 265, 275. And if AJ Ewing, Carson Benz can bat 265, 270, it's a steal.
No.
You didn't have to pay anything for him, and you didn't have to trade anything for him.
Nope. Sure don't.
Here's the thing I want to pose to you before you get to your pictures.
Yeah.
The Mets have so much talent, bro, that these guys are ready right now. I think the difference between Ryan Clifford developing and being an everyday player is major league experience. He's got to see the cut on the major league fastball. He's got to see the snap on these major league breakers. He's got to go through and struggle first against major league pitching. One time around, like, you got to play him, and then by June, you're talking about a guy that you may have your first base thing solved. Right? The only thing is the Mets have so many veterans in front of these guys, bro. Like,
yeah. It's this. But if they're really in it to win it, then look, we know what happened. They went after Tucker, entirely too much money to go after Tucker. You miss out on Tucker.
He's a great player. But he chose the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Because the outfield of Soto, Tucker, and Luis Robert is in contention for the best outfield in baseball. Tucker, Soto, Luis Robert is in contention for the best outfield in baseball. Right?
Yeah, I wanted it. I really felt like that could also be said with not the best, but like Bellinger too. Like, so when they went to go after these guys, and I hope that the front office is watching what they're doing over there, because it's smart. Everybody's angry at them. I'm not angry at them. I want to beat them.
Right.
But I don't think it's I think it's brilliant what they're doing. And we can't say it's about the taxes. California has the same or higher taxes than us. It's not about that.
It's not about pressure.
Right. Because they got a lot of pressure. LA brings nothing but pressure because you got superstars, you got movie stars, you got all that stuff. So you got the two things that they do have different, though, is the weather and the fact that they're doing this deferral thing.
Yeah.
And if we could learn from that, see, the good news is that we're going to have a bunch of young guys under contract for quite some time.
Right.
And then, so what they did is they pivoted quickly. They got themselves a number 3 hitter who I believe is a better all-around hitter than Tucker. Hitter, not power, just hitter.
Just bat to ball. Right.
Right. Bat to ball. Yep, exactly. Did he lead the NL in his?
No.
AL? Somebody did. That's on team. Polanco, I believe, was a move to ensure a switch hitting kind of DH. Maybe he'll play a little infield somewhere. But then when he was pitched to us as a first base DH, I think that was out of like the fact that they didn't sign Pete. So like, oh no worries, don't worry. Look at this hand, not at this hand. Don't worry. This guy can hit 25 home runs, and he's a switch hitter. I think he's going to be a good player for us. I just need to know where. Because if Bichette can't play, if he's not going to play third, because I really believe he's not.
Right.
And I also don't know how he'll take, like, Polanco, no problem, DH me.
Right.
Hey, Bichette, DH.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know how that would work out. But I to watch their gloves, is a little scary.
Right.
Salute to all y'all. Salute Joe, Kev. Hey, what's up, Blade? Mets in the house. Yeah. So yeah,
Let me pitch this to you because I know you had a time constraint and like 6 minutes.
yeah. I'll be on here for 3.5 minutes. No, I'm good. I'm good. Fucking.
Oh, okay. All right. One of the things I think we have to consider as Mets fans is if this team makes a deep playoff run with these veterans, do you run it back? Right? One of the things that the Mets don't do is make the playoffs in consistent years, giving themselves a consistent chance at being the world champions. It's always like, 2014, 2015 was great, 2016, and then it's down the tube again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If the Triborough was good, bro. One of the things is do you consistent if they're a 95 win team, do you run it back? And so if you run it back, that means your kids, your AJ Ewings, your Jacob Reimers, your all those guys, that means they have to sit another year. Do you
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, I mean, if you're a 90, look, if you go out with a team right here and Bichette opts in, even though he has that $5 million opt out, it's almost like a please opt out. We don't really want to pay you $100 million. But if he shows what he can do with the bat and maybe does kind of humble himself and plays some DH and does some stuff like that, and we win 95 games, and he's like, holy crap, I could be part of the kingdom of New York. Then what you do then is you have to start thinking about moves to be made with some of the youngsters, or
do you consolidate,
or do you mix them together?
Right.
I'm hoping they mix them together anyway to begin with. I know they're going to mix some of them together. Benj is the real deal.
Yep.
He's the real deal. He is definitely starting this year on the opening day.
AJ Ewing is the real deal, brother.
Yeah,
AJ
I agree
Ewing
with that.
is the real deal. But if you have Luis Robert in center, and I just need 2 minutes to talk about Luis Robert too. But if Luis Robert, because here's the thing that when we look at numbers, I think some Mets fans are punch drunk off numbers, right? Oh, he didn't do such and such in Chicago. He had that 1 year. Is he this? Is he that? What we should consider is his role. Like you have Luis Robert, who was trying to be Juan Soto in Chicago, but you bring him to the Mets, and now he can let Juan Soto be Juan Soto. And now instead of him being an impactful player every at bat, all Luis Robert has to do is have consistent good at bats. Right? Just consistent good at bats. That's all he needs to do. Right? Don't swing at bad pitches, work the pitcher, understand the situation. Runners on first and third. This pitcher doesn't have a fastball. He's trying to get you out on jump. You know what? if he's missing the strike zone, you don't have to hit a home run, bro. You know what you can do?
Yeah.
You can take your walk and let Alvarez come up with the bases loaded.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really interested. There's so much to talk about and too little time to talk about it. Because I'm really interested. Because Terren's already looking like he's fighting for that job,
My job,
number one job.
Yeah.
And Terren's led off with a mammoth home run, and we all know that Terren's already is in the top 1 percentile of defensive catchers.
It's hard to find a consistently better catcher than Terren's defensively.
Very hard to find it. Very hard to find it.
And one of the things about a young catcher and a young pitching staff is when you have young pitchers, you would prefer to have a veteran catcher. Right?
I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. Most of the time, you know, you may get away with it with like Mania,
a David Peterson, because they have chemistry,
right? Because they already know each other, right? Those two guys, but everybody else, including Porkball and everything else, that's going to Terren's, which means where's everybody else going? Now, look, you could get away with. I saw some good plays from Simeon. I saw some good plays from a lot of people. I've seen some good plays already. I've been concentrating more on what the pitchers doing, what the hitters are doing. Really quickly, I'll just say that what is it, Lambert? That might be the closer of the future. He's a horse. McLean is no doubt about it. I think when Scott comes back, he is going to really make them think about some trades from some of our starters. We are, the other day I was heard that we have the deepest pitching in baseball. It was mentioned that we have the deepest pitching option in baseball for starters. Now, there's something I'm going to say that I think that you're going to have to. I hope that you're not sitting on something you could fall off of. Jonathan. Might be a middle reliever. He is excellent for 3 innings. And we saw it last year too.
Right.
We saw it last year too. That 4th inning comes, bye-bye baseball.
Yeah.
But if
he doesn't mix pitches well yet.
Doesn't mix pitches well. Meanwhile, when who was at that pitch the other day and he threw he was throwing it backside off. Who was the pitcher the other day that trying to figure out who it was. But, well, so look, they I think the next class of pitchers are like the Santucci's and all of them. They're coming too, right? So like as far as, yeah, it'd be nice to sign next year. Unless you're talking about that 95 win team, you run it back, and now you have all these other new pitchers that are ready and they're amazing. Then you don't have to go out and get Mr. Detroit. Though I want him, but if we trade for him using our guys this year, he's a rental, and then we'll have to fight for him again. And if he doesn't like it here, or I can't see why he wouldn't like the cold. Detroit's cold, one of the coldest places in the world. So, but right now, I really think that. Let me see something. I really think that, and the kid you're talking about is Connor Griffin from Pittsburgh. That kid's nice.
Shortstop.
Shortstop outfield. Does both.
Yeah, he's the package, bro.
Yeah.
Connor with a K, right?
Yes. Double N.
Yeah.
So in the entire baseball, Noah McLean is 6th in all of baseball. And Pittsburgh got a couple of people. They got another right-hander named Bubba Chandler coming up. He's 11th. Carson Benjamin 16th. Jonah Thomas 48th. So I mean, look, we have AJ Ewing is 97th. He fits just in, and number 100 is Brandon Sproul. Oops, he's not on this team. Sorry about that. I really would like to see AJ Ewing. I'm going to say this. AJ Ewing I believe is not going to start the year with the team.
Nope.
Because he hasn't done this at a AAA level yet. But a quick little thing for everybody. Does anybody know how Ewing came here?
Yep. Yep.
So when we
compensation pick
for one Mr. Jacob deGrom. So
Jake,
he slashed 315 with 3 homers and 100. He stole in 124 games. He stole 70 bags. AJ Ewing.
Yeah.
And that was good for Pitmos in down there. That's crazy. 315, stealing 70 bags. That's your leadoff hitter right there, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Outfielder, second baseman. But I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed with our arms. We look really good in the pitching. And I think that because of that, and the way they were trying to line up the middle to be the defensive the way it is, I think we're going to be a tough beat. And I really think because we're going to be a tough beat, that you're going to see a lot of changes, a lot of different moves. Look good, Jack. Winninger look good. Winninger, he looked real good.
Yep.
Real good.
Yep.
Ryan Lambert looked outstanding.
Yep.
McLean just was nuts. 6 strikeouts. And by the way, the guy behind him is a 30-something-year-old. Also, we have a young kid named Carrillo that throws 100+ miles an hour, and Ryan Lambert too. Blah, blah, blah. And then Ryan Lambert. The guy that really, really surprised me was the guy that pitched after after McLean. He was a 30. He was with us before. He's 30, 32, 33 years old. In 3 innings, he has 6 strikeouts too. And he is a very solid middle, relief pitcher. We got a wealth of pitching, and we're going to have to do something about it. We might package something of that. Like I was watching that. I think I was talking to you. I was watching the other day and watching like Paul Goldschmidt. Some of these guys have to just know when to say when. You know what I mean? Like they're not catching up to nothing. They're not doing any of that stuff.
Yep.
But
they have to start their bat so fast. They have to start their at bat. They have to start their bat faster, which means they're more likely to be fooled by off speed or breaking pitches.
Definitely. If they were to face a soft tosser, they'd be in deep trouble.
Yeah.
They'd be in deep trouble. But I really do think going forward, McLean is going to be the number one. The only reason why I don't think that he's number one right now is because they are trying to, because he's young and he's been productive, they're trying to get Peralta to do 3 more years with club options, not pitcher options, club options. If not, McLean is the number one pitcher on our team right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
right.
So, and then we have all these other guys. Jack might make it. Lambert might make, I think they still going to put some of these guys and not going to make the team. But Lambert, you could be looking at the future closer.
Right.
I think our future is incredibly bright. And I think our present is incredibly formidable. I don't think that I think you're going to see a lot of moves. I think that you're going to see some people brought up, and then you're going to see a handful of people traded by either the beginning of the year, I've been saying this for a while, or definitely by the trade deadline, or maybe even June. Joe even said, look, yep, I think so too. I think that we're not going to look the same. That's why I'm looking at the people that I believe are definitely going to be here. So when I see McLean go out there and pitch the way he does, Joe, I'm like, all right, that's what I'm talking about, because we don't. I don't need a sophomore jinx. I need a guy who goes out there and he's really going to do what he's going to do. So he goes out there, 4 innings, 1 hit, 6 strikeouts, and a walk. Right? No runs, no nothing, whatever. In that game, Simeon hits a bomb. Taylor hits a bomb, and this young guy keeps hitting sacrifice flies and bombs. But so I think Terrence Alvarez is. I'm going to tell you a couple of people who are playing for their position, and this is serious. Alvarez is playing for his starting position.
Okay.
Because if Terrence keeps doing what he's doing, then it's possible that Terrence had another 2 hits today. Another 2 hits, a double and a single. Bichette had a nice double today. So, and I like that they had Simeon leading off. Home run, 2 hits in the game. But what I don't like is I don't see a lot of steals. And I wonder if that's a combination of the first base coach leaving or it being spring training and they're just trying to let the hitters hit. If that makes sense?
Ton of sense.
Yeah.
The last thing we need right now is pulled hamstrings or sprained ankles. We don't need that in spring training.
Definitely not. Fully agreed.
Not in meaningless games.
Definitely not.
Right.
Like, and don't guys, just because of MJ Melendez gets signed for $1 million, he could fly, he could play, he's a good bench player, but doesn't mean he's going to be starting anywhere.
The thing is with him and Topman, I know people like him and Topman. I know they love those guys, right?
They're sneaky good. They're sneaky good pickups.
Right, but the future is Carson Bench.
Well, Carson Bench is going to start this year.
And that's the future of right field.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Tachman came in here when they picked him up, and then I'm sorry, I'll be quiet. When they picked up Tachman, I called you. I said, "Sneaky good pickup. He's here to push."
And Bench. He was too good to be out there as a free agent. He was just too good to be left out there, right? You had to add that quality to your roster.
And you saw what he did for his game.
Yeah, and even if you only have him here long enough for the Angels to offer you a single A pitcher, a single A fireballer. You know what I'm saying? Like the thing is, I want to say about Luis Robert, though, just real quick. Just finish that point. He and Mark Simeon are in situations where they no longer have to be the steady influence on a team. They can now be the cog. They can now be the guy that helps Ronnie Mauricio with his infield defense. They're the guys that you bring in to help your first baseman on those balls in the corner. Like, hey, bro, that ball hit in the corner. Yo, we don't need you on the dirt. We need for you to sag down to parallel to the pitcher's mound in case you have to cut that throw from your second baseman, right? Like if Benj is in the corner. I mean, both walls meet each other. Is what I'm saying. In the corner, right?
Right.
Right. Your second baseman is racing out there. Your second baseman is in short right. Right.
Mm.
You trust Simeon to throw that ball 280 feet on the dough. No. Right. You cut that ball with Polanco, who is a middle infielder by trade. While his feet may not be ideal for shortstop or second base anymore, you can depend on that man's infield arm to make that throw to second base. Like what you want to do is form the fence. Like right fielder deep in the corner, your second baseman doesn't stop running until your right fielder stops running. Right? That's just how it goes. Your right fielder takes off, your second baseman is running as long as he's running. Right?
Yep.
It's like if the ball's hit in the left field corner, your shortstop doesn't stop running until your left fielder stops running. Right?
Right.
Because you don't want your right fielder trying to throw the ball 300 feet. Right? While they could probably do it because these dudes have major league arms, nobody cares about the arm show. We need outs.
Yeah, we need outs. That's right.
Right. So you want to make sure that like to your point. So I understand what you're saying, and so not to get too baseball-y about stuff, but we talk about numbers so much and F-WAR and all this stuff. Sometimes as baseball fans, we forget about stuff like, does Juan Soto have a strong left field arm? No.
That's it.
No. He
doesn't.
Average arm. You don't want plays at the plate. You want your shortstop making that throw to home from Soto, right? If it's too deep, you want your shortstop making that throw. Of course, if it's shallow left field and it's bang bang where you can't afford to cut it, and he's got to let it go, then of course, right. But the days of Vlad Guerrero in right field with that arm, or Jesse
Larry Walker.
Or Larry Walker, Darryl Strawberry, guys like that. The game's not played like that anymore, right? The game is played with cut that ball. I'd rather two very strong, accurate throws as opposed to one rifle arm, and you may get the guy and you may not, but the runner on second can take third because it's a long throw home. And now if you don't get the runner at home, now you also have a runner on third and you're facing the same situation kind of. You know what I'm saying? And when you have a young pitching staff, say you have your Jonah Tong out there in the fourth inning and that ball's hitting the corner. The difference between Jonah Tong pitching into the fifth inning, sixth inning is those relay throws, that defense that keeps runners down where Tong can still get out there and be confident, right? Because in my belief, the difference between him and I forgot his name already. I'm getting all the Noah. I'm sorry,
McLean.
Yeah, the difference between him and Noah McLean is confidence. Right.
He has a confidence issue. There's no doubt about it. I'm glad you brought it up.
That's the difference. Because one pitcher went out there and he's confident he was able to work his way out of major league jams. Right. And the other one got rocked by Cincinnati in predictable counts. Right. The umpire wasn't doing him any favors in that Cincinnati game, kind of getting pinched a little bit. But all major league pitchers get pinched, right, by umpires. Like we don't have robo umps. Every ump is going to be different. So not yet. So to say that it wasn't fair because Noah was getting pinched and he had to come over the plate, where in a game Jonah, was getting pinched in Cincinnati, and Noah had a guy that was more of a neutral strike zone umpire. That can't be the excuse, because the reason why you're on the mound is to get major leaguers out. Period. Period. That's your job, right?
Yeah.
So, because when you look at it, no one has more confidence than Christian Scott. Like Christian Scott is probably the most. I don't know why. Listen, I don't know.
Him and McLean are incredible. Him and McLean are incredibly confident.
Yeah, and you don't know why guys are confident. It's just some guys are confident and some guys are not. Right?
It's funny because if you look at DeGrom and you look at Gooden, they never look confident. They just look ready.
Yeah, but you know,
and then when they started game, when in the third inning, that's how you know a scary pitcher. The difference between Tong and them is when the third inning comes around and the second rotation comes around, and then they settle in and they're like, "Are you ready now?"
Right. I saw Jacob DeGrom against the Dodgers throw 7 straight sliders.
Yep.
I saw him throw 7 straight sliders, bro. Like, and by the time he got back to the fastball looked like it was going 150. Right?
Right.
By the time you're like, oh snap, he might throw another slider. Oh, he threw another slider. And he's buckling dudes because they're like, there's no way he's going to throw 2 sliders in a row. Strike 2.
Yep.
There's no way he's going to throw 3 straight. Strike 3, looking. Right? And then so by the time he throws like all these sliders to you, you're like, okay, now he might throw that slider for a 6th straight time and the batter fouls it back. Now, the batter that fouled that slider back off the outside corner is like, is he going to go on that outside corner again? Or should I look for that elevated fastball? Right? Well, he throws that slider off the outside corner. It's a ball. And you're like, this dude has the balls. This dude has the nuts. Throws 7 straight sliders. And now you're like, okay, now I have to look for the fastball or the slider. And he comes in on that inside corner with that fastball at 98. And you're like, oh, and you never got the bat off your shoulder.
Never moved. Nothing moved.
Because the indecisiveness led you to being paralyzed, right? Because even if you knew the fastball was coming, it's still a fastball at 98 with movement. So it's hard to hit regardless if you know what's coming or not. That's where Jonah Tong is. That's where Jonah Tong is. Like, Christian Scott's going to throw his fastball, bro. He just believes you just can't hit it. Like
he believes he can overpower everybody. He could overpower Griffey. He could overpower Babe Ruth. He could overpower anybody. And you know what? Let him feel that way because that's what I want my pitcher to feel.
But Jonah Tong is not that.
Right. He's not that. And you know what I want to see Jonah Tong do is just get enough of it and remain himself at the same time.
Right. Yep.
Like, I don't need him to change too much because, you know, in the game prior, in that game that the game prior to this game, not the one we lost, the one that we won. Who was that? Jack was pitching. And,
I think you like that. I think you have respectfully, I think you have a secret baseball crush on him.
I think he's going to be the real deal. Not yours is definitely an open crush on Scott, but I think Scott's going to be everything you say and more, and more.
And here's the thing too with Scott, right?
But I do like this kid. I do like to answer your question. I do like this kid,
bro,
and I think that we're lucky to have him.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. And these kids are proud to be Mets too, bro. You see these dudes walking around with these Mets jerseys on, bro?
They love it. They love it.
Right,
I'm gonna tell really quick. I'm gonna say this. And Tobias Harris, man, he didn't look so bad as a starter either, man. Three innings, 3 hits, and 3 strikeouts.
Tobias Myers.
Tobias Myers. I said, I know a Tobias Harris. Oh wait, There's a Tobias Harris basketball player.
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah. Dietrich
my
Fisher,
brain is shot.
poet. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Oh man. We don't even, we're not gonna have the time to talk about Reimer. We can't talk about Parada played. Look, I'm very there's a player on our team named Jay Bay.
Yeah.
John Bay.
The Asian, the outfielder. Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, it better not be his son. It's not bad. Morbito's not bad. He looks good.
Marbito, bro, he's probably one AAA season away from being a start. He's faster than AJ Ewing. Did you know that?
Yeah. And you know why he's smaller? He's young, 22 years old. Yo, we look good, man. Our guys are just, it's ridiculous. Reimer, and we're not even talking about the guy. We have people up already that's been up for a while. But with Clifford and Parada and now Benja's going to be playing and Morbito.
Question mark to me, bro. I think Parada was a great college hitter that reminds you, if he gets his stuff together, and this is if it all clicks for Kevin Parada, right? This is what I think he's going to be. This is if everything clicks, and you don't know who it's going to click for. That's why they're called prospects and not guarantees, right?
Right.
The Parada kid, if everything clicks, bro, he might be Mark Teixeira, bro. You remember Mark Teixeira, the first
base? Of course, yeah. Ended up on the Yankees, of course.
The Yankees bought him. Yeah.
I remember Teixeira was a monster. He was on the Rangers.
Yes. When they had an infield of Mark something, Ian Kinsler. They had Ian Kinsler. They had the shortstop. I keep forgetting his name. He's a great shortstop.
In Texas?
Yeah. They had a great shortstop. I forget his name, but he was a great shortstop, man. They had him, Ian Kinsler, and Mark Teixeira, and the guy they traded to the Phillies. I forget the guy they traded to the Phillies. I forget, but he was a second baseman. Ian Kinsler was a second baseman. I think they moved.
Kinsler was a second baseman.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they had a shortstop, a black shortstop. I can't remember his name, but the team that went to the team right before they went to the World Series.
This is before they picked up.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Was it Josh Hamilton?
Josh Hamilton was right, because remember he was on the opposite, the Angels.
Yeah.
Real quick story about him. Do you know his Josh Hamilton was one of the first people I've ever heard open up about mental health issues, and he had and this is something that I never knew. So I got light color eyes. I played baseball. I was scouted for baseball, and during the day I would have to wear shades, even to hit.
Yeah.
And I had the roughest time. At night, I hit real well.
Glare, bro. Glare is a real thing, bro.
So when they did a test on Hamilton, remember Hamilton won the MVP. When and then something happened to him that really destroyed him. He threw a ball to the third out to a father and his kid, and the father reached over for the ball and fell out of the stands.
Yeah.
And he was already mentally ill, and that was it for him. But Josh Hamilton, Mark Teixeira, they almost actually had the same swing. They were big. They were big men. They could swing good. But Josh Hamilton could only hit at night. He said because he couldn't see the ball well until they found the shades. But Man, I'm just gonna say this. We are looking at. I'm gonna tell you this. What if I told you starting, if not next year, the year after, that we will not need to trade for a starting pitcher for 5 to 10 years at least.
Yep.
And that Ryan Lambert will be the best reliever in all of baseball if he doesn't work his way to be a starter. But I think he's going to be a closer. He throws 100. I'm telling you, when I am so impressed by him over Jack, I think I have the man crush is on Ryan.
Right.
Lambert's gonna be all that, and much more, much more.
Bro,
And
you get us too excited, bro.
I'm so excited. This is in 2 years, if not, 2 years. Because remember, we still got people on contract and all that other stuff, right?
Yeah.
In 2 years, our outfield is going to be Benj, Ewing, probably
Clifford.
depending on the first baseman.
Right.
Depending on the first baseman.
Right. Because if you keep Beatty, then Clifford is right. I'm sorry, Reimer is a reasonable option, and Reimer might be an outfielder.
Right.
Clifford might be an outfielder.
Well, Reimer is going to be your everyday third baseman in 2 years from now, right?
Right. Okay.
Our starting pitcher is going, because we have people that are in single A and that are right behind them, that we are looking at 20 years of baseball where we may not, all we have to keep doing is making slight trades for veterans on other pitchers, right? And for like, because you always need a good sound veteran around. But some of those veterans are going to be some of these kids right now.
Yeah.
So when I'm telling you that in 2 years from now, you're going to have Clifford at first. You're going to have number one McLean, number 2 Peralta. I think he's going to sign a 4-year deal. Number 3 is probably going to be, and wait for it, just wait for it, Scott. Okay, is he starting, or is he going to be in the bullpen?
Christian Scott is an intricate case. So Christian Scott jumped onto the national radar by being a closer in college.
Right. That's why I asked.
The Mets saw his potential and put he and Clay Holmes in this turn a great reliever into a starting pitcher type situation.
Right.
Before Christian Scott could become a great starting pitcher, he was injured. Because remember, Christian Scott emptied the game. Bro, Christian Scott, legit, you almost had to go out there with a gurney to get him off the mound because he emptied the gas tank. Right? Christian Scott was the guy, basically, like, he didn't have bullets left in the gun after he pitched. Right?
Right. 100%.
So whether you convert Christian Scott to a reliever role, which that's his natural position anyway, but he's got the stamina and makeup of a starter. Like, guys don't come along with ace makeup. Now, does Christian Scott have ace stuff? Right?
He has ace stuff. He has ace stuff. Does he
Right.
have the stamina for ace for starting?
Because I'll give you an example of a guy that didn't have ace stuff, but had ace makeup. Oral Hershaza did not have elite stuff, right? But he had a bulldog mentality on the mound. He was going to take the stuff. Max Scherzer. You remember Max Scherzer?
Max Scherzer. I could go for Oral. I've seen him do some wild things, but I can see where you're going with that. I can see where you're going with that.
To be an ace, you don't necessarily have to have the Syndergaard fastball,
right? Or the Matt Harvey sliders, or off speed, or the fastball. You don't have to have any of that stuff.
Matt Harvey is another guy, bro. To your point, Matt. And who had better stuff? Syndergaard, Steven Matz, DeGrom, McGill, or Matt Harvey? Matt Harvey.
Out of all of them, Matt Harvey had the best stuff out of all of them to start with.
Right.
And then to me, honestly, it was DeGrom, because DeGrom had
the best stuff.
Had the best stuff. He had the 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah.
He had the 92, slider.
Yeah.
He had a curveball. And he had a two-seamer that would just destroy people. I think Thor was right. And Thor was a rear back and let it rip. And then he would have a little bit of off speed too. I was hopeful for Steven Matz, but I mean, listen, I think in a few years from now, a handful of these pitchers are going to be in the bullpen. And a handful of these pitchers are going to be the starter. But what if Scott is lightning rod good and is your 7th, 8th inning pitcher, and Lambert's your closer? And that's how good they are. And Tong becomes your what's my man's name that always wanted to be in 24? He was one of our better pitchers, but he only pitched 3 innings every time. Came out of the bullpen. Spanish dude. Something with the S. Last name with the S. Damn, it's clearing my mind right now. And then the year after, in 25, he stank, and I think we eventually traded him. Jose Butto. Jose Butto had starter stuff, and then he really couldn't hack it like that. My fear is if Jonah doesn't mature and become what was the word that we used earlier? What's the word that we used earlier? Not just become very, lengthening out his game, stretching out his game,
okay.
Then he's gonna be Budo. He's gonna be the long reliever. A long reliever was so important in baseball for so long,
right,
that we forget how long it's, how much that means to a team. But I really believe in the next few years you're gonna see people like Noel McLean's going to be, he hits 100 miles an hour. He has a riding sweeper, developing changeup. whatchamacallit, Jonah Tong's curveball was a 65-inch vertical break, bro.
Right.
Right? You got Jack with the rapid riser. You got Santucci, a lefty, a second-round pick. Lambert, 100-mile-an-hour, right in camp. You got a bunch of guys right now. We don't. The top 10 guys aren't even like. I guess Jack Weninger would be in there, but he's number 4 out of them.
Right.
So right now, our top 10 guys, all of our top 10 guys except for one are pitching.
Okay.
And 2, Ewing and Carson Bench.
Okay.
You might throw in Clifford, but our top 10 pitchers are McLean, Tong, Weninger, Santucci. Then you go young. Then you got Ryan Lambert. He's on their heels.
Yeah.
And then there's a bunch of guys I'm not going to tell you about yet, but they're not nearly ready. They're young. Don't forget we have Ilian Pena. Like we have things that are in the. We're not going to need anything from anybody for a long time.
Right.
Except for maybe that presence in the bullpen, in the dugout. Right. And I don't know. I like it. I really like what we got going on right now. And we have our tier 1 guys. I'm gonna give you our tier 1 guys, and I'm gonna have to slide. Did you have anything else about Ewing? I want to rip up our tiers of who we have.
I'm gonna say this about our guys. Let me move this.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be. We're gonna have to make some difficult major league decisions.
Yes.
Right, because if Jorge Polanco is 275, 270, 275 with 25 home runs, I don't think you should bring a kid up. Right? If
you give him that second year.
Yeah. I think if Bichette is 310 and 360 with runners in scoring position, right? You may as well, the Mauricio, Beatty, all that conversation needs to be tabled, right? Now here's the thing, the 2 things I wanted to mention to you.
Yeah.
I think what we're discounting is the production bounce, right? And what I mean by the production bounce is when because remember, the Blue Jays made the World Series. They made a deep playoff run without Bichette down the stretch. Remember that. Remember he came back from
injury. Yeah, he was hurt. Came in the World Series, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So Bichette has a ton to prove. In my mind, the 10-year, $500 million contract for Bichette should already be done. Right? Because he's 27, 28?
Gonna be 28, yeah.
Yeah, he's 20. So he's 28, right? That man hasn't even hit his prime. What you're seeing is his development numbers. And if you can pair him with a 27-year-old Soto, if you can pair him, and I'm talking about long term, with a Luis Robert, who I think Robert is 28?
He's 29, going on 30, 28, 29. Yeah, something like that. Everybody's under 30, except for what's Soto? Soto is
27.
27. This is ridiculous. The oldest one, and Lindor's under 30. 31, 30, 31.
31, yeah. So 31.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: those guys, if you pair them for the future, you can have a 4 or 5 year Cleveland Indians run like Albert Bell, Manny Ramirez, Carlos Baerga, Jim Thome,
Kenny Lofton.
Kenny Lofton,
Yep,
Omar
yep,
Vizquel, right?
yep.
You can have a run with those guys
Woo!
with Lindor playing the role of Omar Vizquel, the older veteran shortstop
Right,
leader of the group. Everybody else is super talented.
right. 5 years from now, 3 years from now, David Rice is the manager.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, I'm serious about that. Yeah, and it's gonna be a different feeling.
But what do you do with the kids, bro?
Well,
Like,
some of
like
them you're gonna have to trade. Some of them you're gonna have to trade. Some of them because there's going to be look. There's other kids out there right now that are on teams that are not have
there are
aspirations
kids
like
right
us.
behind them in our farm system, bro.
Right. No, that's what I was trying to get at before, that we have a 25-year run in front of us right now without having to touch anybody else.
Bro, you got my heart pumping, bro. You got me excited.
Yeah, without a 25-year
Don't do that
dynasty.
I gotta get some
dynasty.
Sleep, I gotta get some sleep tonight, man. You got my heart pumping, man. And it's February.
Yo, dynasty. And listen, on that, I wanna read this, and I want to just read this to you, and then I'm going to bid adieu.
Yeah,
This is really quickly, and I'm serious about the quickly. I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. Okay, we have top tier. Our top tier right now, we all know Carson Bench, number one, McLean, right? McLean, number two. Okay, that's how it's looking right now. In tier two, they have Tong and AJ Ewing, Jacob Reimer in tier two. Tier three, Ryan Clifford, Mitch Voigt, who's a single A, and he's in tier three.
Yeah.
All right. Pena, the shortstop, 18 years old, in tier three. Santucci. So the Ryan Clifford, tier three, already in AAA. He'll be ready. I actually think he might, depending. We'll see what happens during this year, during the spring training.
Right.
Santucci and Jack Wenninger are both 23 years old, lefty, righty, could be starters. That's for 3 years from now. They're in AA. That's 3 years from now. So as our team replenishes and we say goodbye to Peralta or whoever else, we say hello to these guys, and that at that point, McLean is 27. What should we call it? He is probably 27 years old. 26 years old, and he's the elderman of the bunch. Everybody that I'm mentioning right now is 24 and younger, right? Let's forget, we didn't even mention a tier 4 guy named Dylan Ross.
Dylan Ross, bro.
He's the oldest at 25 years old. Morbito, outfielder. Will Watson, right-hand pitcher.
Yeah.
Serrano, outfielder. But we do need to get a first base, and we have first baseman in tier 5 in single A. So in the tier 5, if you're in AAA like this guy, who's a right-hand pitcher, is 25 years old, he might not make it. Jose Ramos, is that Ramos the one that's been playing every day?
I think so.
He's been looking like a horse.
Bro.
I'm telling you right now that we have pitching. We have pitching not only to trade. If we could trade 5 pitchers right now. 5 pitchers. And still have 30 that are in the top 3 tiers of baseball.
Bro.
We'll give you a solid 10. We will give you a solid 10. Scott becoming a reliever, like he is definitely going to do that. Yeah, listen, Joe. You know why all those content creators can't tell you what a wheel play is? Because they're stuck on telling you what WX war means and risk and they couldn't. If I said to you, "Oh, that man's in a pickle," they'll look at me and they'll be searching for way too long. Like, pickle? You mean like kosher dill? Like, what do you mean?
Right.
Because it doesn't have a little name next to it or
a plus.
Right. There's no F war or that. Know what I say about war? F war. That's what I say.
Bro, like the difference between this is the reason why you got to tune in here and not most places.
Yep.
The difference between runners on first and third with 1 out. You have a strikeout pitcher on the mound and a strikeout hitter at the plate, right? Do you go after this guy and force him or strike him out to get 2 outs with runners on first and third? Or do you induce a sharp 3-hopper to shortstop to turn a double play to get you out of the inning? That's the reason why you have to watch the New York Mets lounge.
Period.
Right? Because if you strike the guy out, now it's 2 outs with runners on first and third. Now you're going to ask the guy to strike out the next batter also. Or you induce the ground ball to a smooth up the middle Gold Glove tandem of Lindor and Simeon and trust them to turn that double play to get you out of the inning on 1 pitch, not 7.
And since he's a strikeout hitter, all you have to do is throw him an 85-mile-an-hour changeup low because he's going to hit it down, and there goes your double play.
And he's going to beat it in the dirt, right?
What you won't get here is a whole bunch of XRZs and YRPs and RSIPs and RSVPs.
Yeah,
you might get an RSVP from us. I promise you'll get an RSVP, but you ain't going to get all those other things. We're going to talk about getting stuck in the pickle. We're going to talk about the wheel play. We're going to talk about the real play.
Right.
The real play. But we don't need all them funky numbers and all that other stuff.
They're helpful, but they're not the main course.
No.
The main course is, can Jonah Tong induce a ground ball, right? A sharply hit ground ball to an infielder to turn to, right? Because the thing is if getting 1 is great, then turning 2 is greater, right? That's got to be it with outs, right? How many outs can I get off 1 pitch? If I can get 2 outs off 1 pitch, I just won.
That's right.
Right? That's all. That's the main thing. And the other thing too, real quick before we get out of here, the home run ball is great. Chicks dig the long ball, right?
Yeah.
But in order to hit the ball a long way, you got to make contact.
That's right.
Right? If you're not making contact consistently, the pitcher the reason why pitchers are so confident right now is because guys don't hit for a high batting average. Right? They don't hit for there's nothing worse than a pitcher on a mound giving up hit after hit after hit after hit after hit. It wears these dudes down mentally. And then while they're giving up hits, now you're stealing bases too. Now they have to hold runners on and throw pinpoint pitches. You wear pitchers down, bro.
That's why 24 worked out so well, because we went back to small ball. We played good to better defense. Our pitchers pitched above their head. Yeah. We had a solid dugout unit. We had a really good time with it. People enjoyed themselves. And just like in '86, when they used to put the bubble gum on the shoe with the match and light it, we're going to have that type, bring that back. When I tell you right now, I'm saying it on this day right now at 10 o'clock, we have a 20 to 25 years. And who knows what we get at that point. I really believe that we're going to see. Let's start with one. We'll start with one. Within the next 3 years, we're going to have a World Series. And in the next 10, we might have 3.
I'm going to say
and
this.
On that note,
I'm gonna say this to you, though, just real quick before we get out of here.
All right.
Now was the time. You saw the Blue Jays take the Dodgers to the limit.
Right. True, we did. Remember?
Yeah. Yep. And now it comes time for the big boys to get in the center of the ring. Right? The Braves are down. The Phillies, you don't know. They made major turnover also. You don't know what they're going to get. They have 2 great starting pitchers, and Zach Wheeler, if he can return to form, they're going to have a formidable threesome. But you wear those pitchers down when you have great hitters in your lineup.
They did lose Sanchez or whatever.
Yeah. No, Suarez. Yeah, they lost Suarez, but Sanchez is a dog.
Yeah. He's a dog.
Yeah.
We listen, we have work to do. Let's not get it twisted, guys. We have work to do.
But it's February.
Right. And I don't want to go too bananas because I could get stuck in a banana split quick, bong, and I'm done. So I'm not going to get stuck there.
Mets fans, thank y'all for hanging out with us. If you're watching this on replay, salute. Right, salute to y'all, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If this is your first time here, we talk about dirt and grass and chalk and pine tar and sticky stuff and boot cut baseball pants, and we talk about second baseman gloves versus third baseman gloves versus first baseman's mitts versus center field gloves versus catcher's mitts versus
how to oil a glove and put a ball in it and wrap it with a rubber band and leave it on the ground overnight.
Stuff, baby. Like here we talk bat bag stuff. What's in your bat bag? You know, we talk about dip, sunflower seeds, bubble gum, whatever it is that you put in your mouth during the game. Don't matter. Jay, thank you for coming through, hanging out, bro.
Always, man. This is our thing, man. No doubt about it. I hope you guys are excited out there as we are, because best believe, man, we're going to have a great time doing this.
Right.
All right?
Indeed.
Keep your eyes out.
Yeah. Thank y'all for coming through, everybody.
Absolutely, man. Keep your eyes out for us.
Yeah. Peace, y'all.
Let's go Mets.